train up there, and oh look, that's what we're looking for.
Yep, we found the embassy.
Are you ready to vote, Amanda?
Yes, I am.
Do you take this seriously?
Yes, I do.
Good. Voting!
The girl sitting opposite the table had a bigger Senate form than us. But she also clearly hadn't done the research that we had done. She was taking a lot longer than us.
I don't know. There's the bit of me.
My parents said they had one in Victoria where like you had it in the box and it went up the wall, across the bit, and up the wall again. You were there going, because they both voted below the line.
Yeah. See, I like voting below the line, and every election so far I've voted below the line. But, like, your cheat sheet would have to be pretty big.
Well, I refuse to let politicians determine my preferences.
I wish that you could get a blank copy of the form that said, like, stamped on it, it's like, test copy. You fill it out at home and you take it in, and so you've done your practice one. Especially as they're not alphabetical, which there's a good reason for it.
Yes.
It's democratic, but
Okay, where did the Liberals go? Where did Labour go? Why can't I find Liberals and Labour? This is strange.
Amanda, where are we going?
We're going to Checkpoint Charlie.
I think this is one of my favourite bits of the wall I've seen so far. So in a lot of places in Berlin we come to, there's a row of bricks like this. And it is a mark for where the wall ran. Yep, so this is Checkpoint C.
Checkpoint Charlie. So this was the one between East and West Berlin.
I like how, considering that they're meant to be American soldiers, I like that they're German. Now that we have passed into the American sector, there's a McDonald's. It is a giant pie graph made of passports. At Checkpoint Charlie, the thing that really resonated with me was all of the different methods that people had used to escape East Berlin. There were two suitcases that had a hole in between them, so a woman would climb up and lie between the two with them closed when the carriage was checked. There were so many cars with false parts of them. There were cars that had the suspension locked so that they wouldn't sag under the weight. People who had made their own scuba diving outfits out of various salvaged material, and the ways that the East Berliners tried to keep people in also blew me away, because they had their walls, but the wall went through so many incarnations before it got to the one that is very recognizable, through barbed wire and through walls with broken glass in the top. They also had giant wire nets under the lakes so that people couldn't swim to safety without getting cut up. They actually had to make a deal, West Berlin with East Berlin. 4 children are recorded as having drowned because they fell in the river or tried to escape through the river, and people from West Berlin were too scared of being shot to go in and save them. And in the end, the East Berliners said, you can go into the water to try and save children from drowning. There was a man who climbed hand over telephone wires, and in the end he let go of the wire and fell into a snowdrift, and he broke both his arms, but he escaped. Interesting, a lot of the escape stories we saw that were successful involved men rescuing their girlfriends, wives or fiancés. There was one man who his wife was stuck in East Berlin, so he started dating somebody who looked like her, took the girlfriend over on a trip, stole her passport, and got his wife back on her passport. But the stories were astounding. The other thing is even though it was a really awesome exhibition and it had some really cool stuff and I was impressed, every single blurb was written in German, French, English and Russian. But it had grown and evolved from being a one room into the whole building. And I don't think they've really had a curator go through and sort the exhibition. The exhibition was very jumbled. There were bits that were repeated, and also bits where you just didn't have all the information you needed to understand a snippet. For example, it gave some information on the soldier jumping over the wire, which is a very famous picture. And then there was a line that said that he hung himself, but absolutely no information on what happened in the middle or what led to that. And that reminded me of the fact that even if an exhibition isn't got the most stunning technology or isn't amazingly sorted, it can still be really moving. It can still really resonate with you. And the massive stories was just incredible.
So that says there that the East German checkpoint, the checkpoint hill used to be directly opposite the West German one. We couldn't get escaping through, so I had to move it back 50 metres. This newspaper used to put the word DDR, which is East Germany in inverted commas, DDR, because it wasn't a legit state. Apparently it's from the head of the Stasi.
You're saying the head of the Stasi was a Hufflepuff?
Yes. No, he wasn't cool enough for that.
It's interesting, they built the wall actually technically all on East Germany's land.
So that there was no way that West Germany could bring us back. Oh, that wall's like on our land. It was entirely on East Germany's land. So technically, West Germany couldn't do anything about it. My guess is it must have encircled the entirety of West Berlin to be effective.
Also, I will not upload a video tomorrow night or the night after. Tomorrow morning catching the train to Nordlingen, and I don't know if I'll have Wi-Fi, so I will, when I get back from there, upload and edit a video. Good night!